Yeah. So good evening. Um, yeah, like I've changed my political stance at this point in time. I am not going to involve myself in heavy politics, blow by blow kind of politics. I'm taking it. Uh, I'm taking a low profile kind of. 2026. My resolution this year is to take it easy in my political activities. So you're going to see, not the aggressive, spirited kind of engagement that I've been doing before. I'm taking it. I'm taking it light. 2025. I'm taking it light. Going into 2026. So, and before I go on, let me first of all congratulate those that have been appointed on the Anti-Corruption Commission board. I am congratulating all those that have been appointed, including retired judge, Judge Hamaundu. I am congratulating him, and I think that it is a good appointment. It is a good appointment. I have seen people, accusing Judge Hamaundu of, having been involved in some corruption, that there is a whatever. For me, I think at some point we should try to be human and less political. We should try to be human and less political. Judge Hamaundu, I don't know him that well myself, but you see, this is a judge that just retired, and I think President Hakainde Hichilema has done well to appoint him, as a chairperson of the Anti-Corruption Commission, because, I mean, he has retired, but I think he still has something to offer to the nation. He has something to offer to the nation. And as an experienced judge, I think he stands, is in a good position to be the chairperson of the Anti-Corruption Commission. Yes, you may have issues to say, no, but he's whatever. Look, the chairperson of the board of the Anti-Corruption Commission is not the investigator. He's not the judge. He's not going there to be the judge. He's not going there to be the investigator. He's not. That is not the job of the board. It's not the job of the board. The board is about implementing policy. It is about implementing policy. It's not that they get involved in the day-to-day activities of the Anti-Corruption Commission. And where we are coming from, this is the problem that we have had where we had, you know, the members of the board being involved in the daily, in the operation activities of the commission. Where we are coming from, we had that problem. We had that problem. And at this point in time, a retired judge, I mean, those accusations may be there, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. Most of us, we would have, you know, some issues here and there. I don't know who can stand before, you know, the general public and claim to be unblemished. We all have our iniquities. We all have something in our closets. So I think at some point we should be human and not always trying to be malicious, not always trying to be against people. I mean, sometimes let's have that consideration as human beings. As human beings. Because this one, I think, let the man, you know, be there. They don't do much, really. They don't do much. They don't do much. They are there to implement policy. Even the meetings that they have, the job of the board is to have regular meetings. I don't know how many times they even sit for those meetings. So let the man be. Let the man be. Let the man be, and let's just leave it. And so for me, I say congratulations to him, and I say to President Hakainde Hichilema, I think this is a good appointment. I've also looked at the other commissioners that have been appointed. I'm actually happy with you know, some of the people that have gone on that board. You know, there are people, some of the people that are there are people that I know. They are people that I know, and I know how desirous they are to save the nation. And I know how, you know, objective they have been in, you know, in their works. So I'm actually very happy. And by the way, there is one woman there that I've always admired, you know, to be in the leadership position, and I'm happy that President Hakainde Hichilema has appointed her. I've always admired this lady to say, one day when I will be standing as president, I will ask her to be my running mate. Of course, I'm not going to disclose her name. I'm not going to disclose her name, but yeah, I am very happy. I'm very happy, and I believe that those people that have been appointed really deserve to be appointed. So for this one, for me, I am saying, President Hakainde Hichilema, you have made good appointments. Those people are well deserving to be in those positions, and I hope they will be rectified by Parliament, because they are good people. They are good people, including Judge Hamaundu. I mean, let's be honest. How many people have run through, you know, the judicial system to a point whereby you freely retire like Judge Hamaundu? We have had a number of situations. I think we should be happy. We should celebrate Judge Hamaundu, you know, for for the services that he rendered to the country, for the services that he rendered to the country, and retired. Let us not tempt him, you know, in his old age, you know, when he has retired and we want to continue messing him up. I mean, let us reserve certain people, some certain people, the senior citizens of our nation, with some respect and dignity. We can't just be a nation that all the time, you know, throwing shade. Sometimes we should just, you know, we respect people and let it just be. Let it just be. Yes, I mean, all of us, we have got our own issues here and there, but let us not, you know, no, guys. Let the judge be. Let the judge be. The appointment that he has been given is not much, really. It's not whatever. It is just the kind of thing that we should do to people like Jaja Maundu after retirement. That is my view. Yeah, that is my view on all those. So congratulations, and yeah, and going forward, a number of people have been talking about GBM, because I've been talking about GBM, appreciating, GBM, and some people have been coming out. Hey, GBM has paid you money. You want money from GBM. I think it is just human that we should appreciate people when they are alive, or we should appreciate people when they do something good to you. So I'm trying to respond to some of you who are thinking that whatever I've said, whatever I've written on GBM, it is coming out of a position where I want something out of GBM, or somebody has given me money to talk on behalf of GBM. This is a common thing that many of you, whenever I talk about something, oh, you have been paid, oh, you have been paid. I'm sure even the issue of me agreeing with President Hakainde Hichilema, somebody will try to interpret it to say, no, because your judgment is coming, that's why you are agreeing with Hakainde Hichilema. Because you want to come home, that's why you're agreeing with Hakainde Hichilema. And tomorrow, when I attack Hakainde Hichilema, you jump. You are not consistent. You see? Mweba shawa consistent ni mwevo. Inena aliwa very consistent. I am consistent to the truth. I am consistent to my conscience. I am consistent to my conscience. I am consistent to what I believe in. If I believe in something, that is what I will say. It is not about, no, because it's Hakainde Hichilema. No, because it's Edgar Lungu. No, because this one has given me money. No. Me, I've spoken against people that have given me money. I've spoken against them, including GBM himself. Including GBM. So I don't understand why, but anyway, I shouldn't say I don't understand. You just don't have points, because this is the issue. When you can't counter what I'm saying, you result in attacking me personally. Instead of dealing with the issue, you go and attack the personality of Chilufya Tayali. No, you have been paid. No. Talk about the issue that I'm raising. Let us look at the issue. Engage me on the issue. Argue with me on the issue. Don't jump and say, hey, no, you are not consistent. Whatever, all these guys. I mean, let us look at the issue. What is the issue that we are talking about? Respond to me on the issue. Don't jump on saying, hey, you have been given money. And yet, I mean, most of the times when you are accusing me of having been given money, I'm actually very broke. I'm actually very broke. Most of the times when you are saying, hey, Tayali, whatever, you have been given money, I am very broke. Most of the times. So, let us look at the issue. Let us look at the issue. So, in this case, like issue of Hakainde Hichilema, I support it today. And I know by you PND, you are excited. And I know you'll be calling, now this is talking. Now this is opposition. Now if you keep on talking like this, you will have more members. We can even vote for you. Who can you? You can't corrupt me in that. You can't. I don't even need your praises. I don't need your praises. Save your praises of, this is the Chilufya Tayali. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't. My praises are from God. And as long as I'm living at peace within myself, I'm okay. So I don't need your praises. Save your praises. Because you praise me today, tomorrow you start insulting me. I'm not interested in your praises. I am not interested in your praises. Don't tell me, this is the Chilufya Tayali we know. I'm not interested, because you don't mean it. You just say that so that, you can hoodwink me to continue speaking according to what you want. But forget it. I will never be a guy that is going to be, constantly praising somebody. I will not be. I am not a praise singer for anybody, and I shall never be. And I'm not a person for hire. I'm not a person for hire. And I negotiate my situations, without compromising myself. I negotiate, yes, of course. I mean, I do negotiate for things. But I don't compromise myself. I don't compromise myself. Those that know me in terms of to say, okay, there is something that I'm looking for. I just come out as it is, but I will still maintain my positions. So, when you talk about GBM, I mean, how can I even expect money from GBM? GBM bali mchifungo. GBM has gone through a lot. If I had money, actually, I should be helping GBM. If I had money, I should be helping GBM. And I think even some of you who may have benefited something from GBM, GBM needs our support. A lot of us benefited from GBM. A lot of us benefited from GBM. And let me not be coming out like the only, the only person that has been healed by Jesus Christ, like those 10 blind people who were healed by Jesus Christ. They went and they never came back, but only one person came back to praise Jesus Christ. I think there are a lot of people that need to come back and, support GBM in these trying moments that is going through. GBM is a very good person. GBM is a very good person. And why I'm speaking now, I am speaking looking back on how GBM, has been good to me. GBM has been very, very good to me. Very good. I think since PF was in power, and ministers, serving ministers, I think GBM stands out. GBM was the first person to invite me to his office. First person. I had never visited an office, a minister's office. The first office that I entered, Iakwa Minister, it was GBM's office. The first person that brought me close and took me as a friend, as a young brother, it was GBM. I'm telling you. And some of you were saying, no, but GBM, why did GBM give you 15 pin? Why did GBM put you on a 3,000 allowance? Why did he put you on that? What were you doing? I was doing nothing. I was doing nothing. GBM didn't need me. GBM didn't need me. He didn't need me. GBM never needed me. I knew GBM when PF had just gotten into power. And he was a minister of defense. What did he need from me? What did he need? He didn't need nothing. Everything was going right with GBM. He was very good friends with Basata. His ministry was okay. He didn't need me. GBM never needed me. Even when I went to see him, it was, as a result of what I was doing, as Zambian Voice director then. And he was just like, what you're doing is good. That's what GBM was telling me. Each time we were there, he was just giving me advice, encouraging me. And he said, that's why GBM put me on a 3-pin allowance. He put me on a 3-pin allowance because by then I was Zambian Voice director. And he said, nakula mpela 3-pin yakapenta. And let me tell you, he told me that every month nakula mpela 3-pin yakapenta. And adequate, there was a day, he had a day when he was paying people who are away from his factory and whatever. And on that day, Ale Twitter, he just used to call us. Iwe ulikuisa isa nombali ne panganda wiso sende ya kapenta. I never called GBM to say Bamdala ile ya kapenta chan. He was just calling me. Umu inefye. Padi na uliana nikene ulium kashana uliati zebige. Wale tufuresha zebige. Wafika zebige. Watayali ba isabapele. You know, he was such a good man. And time and again, GBM, you know, he liked ukudia lunch panganda. Ukudia lunch panganda. And most of the time, Palanchi, he used to invite people. GBM never wanted to eat alone. I never saw GBM eating alone. Pas Palanchi, you know, Panse Padanish Navavika, I'm sure a lot of people will testify. Navavika Matevetom Dala Pare Fiakudia. Pare Fiakudia, everything. Ifisa, Shisha, Ni, Inama Mpanga. And most of the times myself, I used to go there to have lunch with my GBM. You know, sometimes even in the evening. In the evening, he would call me. You know, and one thing that he liked, you know, sometimes he liked to bounce off things on me, you know, like, iwe, ngefi, ule tontonka na shan, ngefi, uwachimona shan, uwachimona shan. That is GBM, you know, a very consulting leader, a very consulting leader, who was humble to even take advice from small people like me. When issue Yawa Sosala came, he called me in the night. He said, Mona, basatana wapusana walan kena wa Sosala. Don't shan. And I'm standing was na wa Sosala. Ine te tinde kele shewa Sosala. And I advised him against, because that issue Yawa Sosala is also an issue that brought me before Wasat. That issue Yawa Sosala, it's also an issue that brought me before Wasat. But I'm not going to discuss those details. But we didn't agree. We didn't agree with GBM. We didn't agree. And GBM hired a plane to go to Kasama. He hired a plane to go to Kasama, you know, to go and see Wasosala and everything. And I think those of you who remember, you remember how they fell apart because of Mwinelubemba. How GBM fell apart with the Wasat because of Mwinelubemba. It was not about anything. The relationship was good, but GBM just stood with Mwinelubemba. That was the issue. Nothing else. GBM, I think even before that issue, GBM was left to act as president, you know, and he sided with Vasosa. The other issue that was there was the issue about Winter Kavimba, you know. Was the issue about Winter Kavimba. Those are the issues that I remember GBM had a little bit of conflict. But even in those issues, GBM never recruited me, you know, to be speaking for him. He never did. He never did. All he did, we could argue about issues. So we could, and one thing with GBM for me, GBM was not a person that you go there, he's asking you about something and you just agree with him. No. GBM wanted to hear your views. He wanted to hear your views. And I would argue with him. Because most of the times these kind of issues will be like in the evening. Where we used to eat in the evening. Sometimes you sit and you would argue with GBM. I would argue with GBM. There are very few people who are like that. And by that time, he was Minister of Defense. Very powerful. Nawananikane Pansi. I'm a soldier Pansi. Very powerful by that time. Very, very powerful. So, I mean, and then, akuvika na padika salary muntu. Ka allowance every month 3 pin alekupera. Every 3 pin alekupera. Nebyo mpira yako wati if intuna fishu upande whatever wapichirako. No, kabia ni kuplant mone wa mlamwe. And I would go, kuplant and meet the wife to GBM. And some of you used to talk about GBM abusing whatever, women and whatever. GBM loves the wife. And they love each other, those two. They love each other, those two. They were like, shoes. I mean, they were like, they are. I still believe they are. And they just, it's like the wife would pick this chorus and GBM would receive, or GBM and vice versa. So, this man to me, I am telling you that I don't need to be given anything. I don't need to be given anything at this point. I don't need. I just have to come out and appreciate this person for who he was. We used to argue with GBM. And so some of you would like to say, no, hey, you speak for those who have paid you. At that time when I was arguing with GBM, he had put me on an allowance. When I was arguing with GBM on Minelubemba, I was still receiving his 3 pin. When I was arguing with GBM on Winter Kabimba, I was still receiving his allowance. When I was arguing with GBM over, Edgar Lungu and Hakainde Ichirema, GBM was still giving me an allowance. I didn't agree with GBM. GBM told me, let us support, first of all, there was that internal issue of choosing who is going to succeed Sata. And GBM wanted to succeed Sata. And he called me to his office there in the industrial area. And in his office, I told him, Awamdala, you can't do it. I told him in his office, he called me about Moeche, I want to go for this thing. I want to succeed Vasata. I told him, you can't. And by that time, I was supporting Given Luvinda. And I told him, I'm supporting Given Luvinda. Given Luvinda never put me on an allowance. If I received money from Given Luvinda, it is not much. Yes, here and there, he would have given, but really, GBM had put me on an allowance. And yet, I was telling him to his face to say, Lekeni Luvinda ascende. Let Luvinda take over. GBM was giving me an allowance even when I went there. When I was coming out, GBM gave me 5 pin. But I told him to say, Ine, I'm supporting Given Luvinda. Because at that point, I really felt that Given Luvinda was the right person to succeed Sata at that time. I strongly believe because really, Given Luvinda may have his own issues, but really he's a good leader. He is a good leader. Look where he has come from. He's one of the excelling, MPs. I mean, in Kawata, Given Luvinda started a lot of things. The parliamentary offices that you see, it's Given Luvinda that started those kind of things. Given Luvinda really is a good leader. And when Sata died, for me, I was looking at Given Luvinda to say, this man should be the one to succeed. When GBM called me to say, I want to succeed Vasata, I told him no. Given Luvinda is better placed. I'm trying to tell you the kind of person that he was. How many of you would go to a leader who could isha alafu pela allowance every month ero wamukani tawe tetuwe president iwe ndefo auliawe president. But that is the kind of relationship that I had. And he was upset, I remember. He was upset in that office. And even chased me out of the office. Get out, Fmapa. And I left. But did he stop? No, he didn't. He didn't stop. Afterwards, Fiapena, Edgar Lungu came up. When Edgar Lungu came up, and as a front runner amongst all those, I went to a Given Luwinda. I said, well, this man is going. Let's just follow him. And Given Luwinda agreed to say, yeah, let's just follow him. That is how me and Given Luwinda and others went, agreed with joined forces in campaigning for Edgar Lungu. But GPM called me now this time Kunganda, and he laughed at me. Wamona Given mwale fwa, number Given naba munyunya, wose naba tunyunya, number fya kulika Edgar. Ineka Edgar nshirika fwa. So let poshanya. Ina ndea kuli haka inde ichire. I said no. Me, I'm going with Edgar. He said, let's go to Kasama. He wanted me to go with him to Kasama. I said, no. I'm going to support Edgar. That's how GPM went to Kasama. He went to Kasama. Because, anyway, he had put up his conditions and whatever. But the point I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to talk about here is how good this man is. And what a flexible leader he has been. Not a bully. Not a bully. Who would argue with a person umuntu or pela allowance? Umuntu you argue with him. But that is GPM. That is GPM. So some of you think that no, GPM, Rafu, Shanshan, no. He's a very soft man. A very engaging man. At least for me, I can testify. And I'm not testifying at Chan. These are real issues. These are things that happened. When he joined GBM, when he joined the Haka in the Ichiri, I still continued going Kunganda kuli GBM. People would tell you, aba lesango kudaba UPND mo aba lesango Kunganda kuli GBM, you would agree with me. Avena kalimanisha aba lesango kuli GBM, they would agree with me. I still used to go. He was busy campaigning for Haka in the Ichirema, but still he continued calling me. He continued having lunch with me. Of course, it was not as often, but time and again he would call me. He would call me. And you heard him when he was talking to me. On social media. I was doing that. I was criticizing him. And yet I was getting an allowance from GBM. How many leaders are like that? Even when they were busy campaigning, they were busy in campaign. At one point, he called me. I'm coming from the Copper Belt. I'm going to northern part of Zambia for campaigns. Therefore, we said Tukumane Mukushi. I drove. He called me around 15 hours. I drove Owushiku. I met him in Mukushi. Because he had asked me to do something. I mean, basically, he had asked me to carry something for him to bring it over. I said, the only person I can trust is you. So bring that. And I drove there. I met him in the night and I started coming back. That is a relationship that I've had with GBM. That is a relationship. And so we have agreed, we have disagreed. GBM is a good man. And these kind of things that I'm talking about, it's not only me, I'm sure. Because I know a number of people that were getting our allowances through GBM. I know a number of people are getting allowances from GBM. A number of people benefited out of GBM. This money now that you are busy talking about to say, GBM, Shanchani, he got this money, whatever, like some of you by UPND. A lot of you by UPND benefited from GBM's money. A lot of you by UPND benefited from UPND, from GBM's money. And I can testify, because anyway, let me just review. When I went to meet him in Mukushi, he had asked me to take money for him. He had asked me to take money for him. He said, the only one I can trust at this point in time, Impia na shipo kunondi. Ndefo Impia. And he told me where to go and get the money from his business. Katundu wandaramam, mufiola na sende, kirikit natwala, ine, for GBM campaigning, muliba UPND. Not at indarama shaf mine, muli business yakwa GBM, na sendo bushiku natwala. He said indarama na shipua. So when some of you to say, hey, can you tell us where, can you show evidence that GBM put money in the campaign? I can tell you, because me, I delivered money to GBM. I delivered money from GBM, huge money, mufiola, big, those big bags, traveling bags, big, 2 of them, I took money. Kuli GBM. Campaign so nish na ipia campaign na ipia iyawa UPND. So when some of you are saying, hey, but where is the evidence that GBM used money? I know because I was that close to GBM. So yes, fine, you can say, hey, but whatever, you can bring all the justification. But the issue is that mwebantu. I think sometimes tulebako consider it. Uliamuntu taibire ndalama. My issue is, ishilelandra GBM kobatiyo GBM walibire. GBM taibire ndalama. There were other people that are facing corruption charges. Believe you me, you won't hear me say anything. Because I know that they deserve to be prosecuted. And I'm not going to stop the government from prosecuting those that have taken advantage of our resources. I'm not going to. I am not going to, just because in co-opposition, because problem talk what you know, when everyone who is in opposition, who is in opposition, we want to take it, no, it's prosecution. Awe. They could be in opposition, but they are corrupt. The same way I used to criticize Hakainde Hichilema about privatization when he was in opposition. I think it is the same thing on some of these others. Some of them vary vide. And me, have been very consistent. If you go back, you will see some of these people that I've criticized. I've criticized them. So GBM, I am talking here because really, GBM got a contract. Because some of you don't understand why GBM is in prison. GBM is accused of having taken advantage of his position as a Minister of Defense to get a contract. He got a contract and he performed. GBM got a contract and he performed. Meaning he delivered according to the contract. It's not that GBM got money out of government and he never delivered. No, he delivered. So, no, pan to GBM at that point when he got a contract, GBM was a minister. But let's be fair, GBM, even before he was minister, GBM used to do business with the government. He got a number of contracts. GBM was supplying beans to the military. GBM was supplying Ubunga. This GBM meeting, we knew it because of how big it was and it was supplying to the military. GBM has been doing business. He was supplying beans and whatever to the military. GBM used to get contracts from government. He used to get contracts from government. Except this time around, he is a minister, but he's still a businessman. And from my knowledge, GBM actually declared this. Basata, he declared, and Basata authorized him. Basata actually not authorized him. Basata asked the Anti-Corruption Commission to investigate him, to investigate the matter. And they came up with a letter writing to Sata to say, no, he had actually, there is nothing wrong. So whatever it is, I don't know, whatever happened, I'm not here to criticize the judgment. But really, Even if, let's imagine, okay, he didn't even declare himself. This is not a person that just took advantage of government. This is a person that got a contract and delivered. This is a person that was engaged in business even before. So, I think to make consider it, we are fighting corruption, but really, some of these people, really, we don't need to treat them like this. GBM doesn't need to be treated like this. He doesn't need. He doesn't need. He's a businessman. He has always been a businessman. And yeah, you can say, no, but in Darama, Nangwali Shiripram campaign because he brought the money, then we should let go of him. My politics, sire. My politics, sire. If GBM was a vice president of UPND, and he went into an election with Hakainde Hichilema, if GBM had won an election together with Hakainde Hichilema, would he be in prison now? Would he be in prison? He wouldn't. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. If GBM had not left UPND, do you think GBM would be inside? He wouldn't. He wouldn't. Because we have people. These are people that were getting contract during PF. Some of these people, I'm saying I don't want to do, aggressive politics. But if it was last year, I would have been calling out the names of some of these people, some of these MPs. Some of these MPs, they got contracts during the PF corruptly, and some of them, they never even delivered. I know people that are close to the UPND today who got contracts from government and they never delivered. And they are out languishing just because they switched the camp soon after when they saw Chilufya Bipa or the Bale Tula Kubidi. Because some of these businessmen, they were, giving money on both sides. They go to PF, they go to UPND, and today they are out. They are out, and yet they corruptly got contracts. I don't want to mention. Politics, aggressiveness. But I could run you. Some of you know some of these contracts. I don't need to mention them. You know them. You know some of these people that got contracts during the time of PF. And they went close to UPND. They went close to UPND. And today, they are okay. They are okay. They never even delivered. But GBM did deliver. And whatever money that they could have brought to UPND, you can't compare the money that GBM invested in UPND. You can't compare to these small boys and girls who are busy now talking on top of their voices, praising Hakainde Hichilema. And yet, when they were getting contracts from Edgar Lungu, they were insulting him. So let's be fair, guys. Let's be fair. Yes, GBM left and went back to PF. But let's not punish him for that. Let's not punish him for that. I'm sorry, really. I have to appeal to President Hakainde Hichilema that really consider this man. This is not a criminal man, no. You have got criminals that you need to fight. And unfortunately, some of these criminals, they are with you. So please, Napapata, look at GBM from a human point of view. He's human like anybody else. He's not perfect. But really, does he deserve to be suffering the way he's suffering? Especially that he's sick. GBM is not okay. GBM is not okay. Mubiri wawa GBM, temibiri shamu prison shidia. Temibiri shamu prison. This is a person that has never suffered his entire life. GBM was born from affluent parents, business people. Both his mother and the father, they were doing well. So he has not known suffering, GBM. GBM has not known suffering. And at his old age, sure. Awe, napapata. Mumfuiren koluse. GBM. And I'm talking like this out of, knowing how GBM is. how GBM has been with me, and many other people. Many other people. And you can do so much for people. Once you are in problems, they even forget you. A number of people that were on allowance like me, a number of people that got so much from GBM, they don't even talk about GBM. They don't even talk about GBM. They don't even go to see GBM. I'm here. If I were in the country, I would have been going to see GBM. I would have been going to see GBM. I would have given him my last kwacha. I would have given him my last kwacha to help out. GBM has helped a lot of people. He has helped a lot of people. So let us consider him. And everything that I'm saying, I'm not saying this because I want money from GBM. No. I'm appreciating him for how he has been. And it is not only with me, it is in a number of people. And you PND, Mwevengi, you know, you benefited from GBM as well. You benefited. The very money that GBM might be serving prison for, GBM must have used it to advance the UPND agenda. GBM contributed, no matter which way you want to look at it, GBM contributed to UPND. GBM advanced the political support of UPND in the northern part of Zambia. He did. He did. He destroyed the structures of PF and brought them to UPND. So please, muchitenko consider GBM. Napapata muchitenko consider. It's the same thing with Wamayowa Mumbipiri. Wamayowa Mumbipiri, really. I mean, the case that you have charged him, aggravated robbery. I think, guys, let's be real. Let's be real. Eh? Let us not be so uncouth. Let us not be so hard-hearted. Let us not be so hard-hearted. Surely, I mean, when you talk about a criminal law and the ingredients of criminality, I mean, you talk about actors' rears and mens rears. Are you telling me, are you telling me you are going to prove the basic two elements, of criminality? Are you the actors' rears and mens rears? Mwema lawyers. I'm not a lawyer. Eh? Are you going to prove that indeed Wamayowa Mumbipiri really committed aggravated robbery? Are you going to really show that, yeah, she aggravated somebody and stole money? Are you going to prove? Are you going to prove? Are you going to prove that indeed Wamumbipiri went with an intention of stealing that money, of, terrorizing people to steal? Are you going to prove that? Because that, your charge really is falling just by a common sense. That charge which you have given Wamumbipiri is failing just on common sense. Common sense. Because surely no one can say Wamumbipiri intended to go and stage an aggravated robbery. You can't say that. Who can you convince? A common person? Who can you convince that Wamumbipiri sat there and planned, let us go and attack those people and steal money? Can you really say that? Bakapokola mweba ikete, mweba chajinge Wamumbipiri. Eh? Even those of you who don't like Mumbipiri, can you tell me that indeed Wamumbipiri sat and planned to say, let us go and, stage an aggravated robbery there. Let us go and forcibly, get things from people. Because what is aggravated robbery? Aggravated robbery is where, you use force to get something from people. You use force. The intention is to get something by force. That is aggravated robbery. So are you telling me Bamumbi Piri, when they went to whatever that place is, are you telling me Bamumbi Piri had the intention to go and, steal money, that 20,000 kwacha? Because I've read that Mike Mposha is saying Mumbi Piri got 20,000 kwacha. But Honorable Minister, Mposha, are you sure you'll be able to testify in court to say Mumbi Piri got your 20,000 kwacha? Forcibly got to your 20,000 kwacha. Are you going to testify that? That poor woman, surely. So that case, you can charge them. I mean, if you want, you can charge them, but really to charge her of that capital charge, it's insane. It's preposterous. It's preposterous, really. You can't prove that case. You can't prove that case. And you know that you can't prove that case. So why are you keeping her in? If it is not for politics, if it is not to punish her, if it is not to inflict pain, you are not keeping Mumbi Piri in there because she committed a crime. You are keeping Mumbi Piri because you want to punish her. You want to fix her. You know that case cannot stand in court. It can't. It can't, even if a judge is corrupt. Even if a judge is corrupt, really, there is no way Mumbi Piri can be charged or can be convicted of that case. And if you know Wakapokola to say, really, the ingredients of aggravated robbery are not passing the test. The ingredients, if you talk about the ingredients of a crime, the ingredients of aggravated robbery, surely on Mumbi Piri, they can never pass. And you know, starting from Bamusamba as Inspector General of Police, right up to a reserve in police, there is no one that can say that case can stand in court. There is no one. There is no one. So why are you keeping her there? Considering that aggravated robbery has no bond, no bail. And, the trial takes long. You have to wait for the DPP, to agree that, yes, this case, it takes long. We can play politics, Vani, but let us be humane to each other. Let us be humane to each other. Let us not, take advantage of the power that we have because we are in power, because we have got the right, because I am a minister. No, Vani, no. And I'm not speaking here. I'm not doing politics. I'm speaking from a human point of view. From a human point of view, please, let us be considerate of each other. Let us be considerate of each other. We can differ politically, but let us not, go to extreme in punishing each other. Let us not go to extreme in the way that we treat each other. It is not fair that Mumbi Piri is spending nights in jail right now. It's not fair. Far away from our home in Kawambwa. It's not fair, guys. It's not fair. It's not fair. We are a Christian nation. We are a Christian nation. Where is our Christianity if we cannot think of each other? Where is our Christianity if we can't be compassionate of each other? Where is our Christianity? Yes, Mumbi Piri may be a nuisance politically, but surely do we have to treat her this way? That poor woman. That poor woman. And Mumbi Piri also, she's not one of the healthiest person that I know. But that besides the point, really. The point is, we are being inhuman. I thank the NGOCC and those that have spoken about this, about Mumbi Piri. I encourage you to continue talking about this. I encourage you to continue talking about this. I saw a response coming from Ray Amonga. But my brother Ray Amonga, You are educated. You are not just a police officer, whatever. Surely, even where you are, Reamunga, when you look at that case, when you look at, the circumstances, do you think that case can go and stand in court? Do you think Mumbipiri can be convicted of that case? You know it can't. But why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Please, let us consider each other. Let us consider each other. It's not fair. It's not fair. I feel very bad. But nonetheless, I am saying this not, to aggravate anyone, to offend anyone. Please, Napapata. I'm just speaking this because I am human. I cannot see wrong things and I keep quiet. And this is Ewafena Kwata. Ewafena Kwata. Some of you like to say, no, uka join UPND. No, I'm going to join a UPND. And I see something wrong. Yeah, I see something wrong. If I speak, you start criticizing me. That's why I prefer to be where I am. That's why I just prefer to be where I am. Because when I see something wrong, I want to speak out. And I think that is not a good character of a politician, That is not a good character. Sometimes, really, I don't look at myself as a politician because for me, when I see something wrong, it doesn't matter. Even to those people that I don't like, even to those people that may have done something wrong to me, I want to speak for them. And believe, and it's a fact that a number of people have benefited out of my advocacy. They have benefited out of my advocacy. I don't segregate. I don't choose who to speak for. I speak for anyone. I speak for anyone. I even spoke for Aka in the Ichirema. I went to prison for Aka in the Ichirema. So I speak for anyone. I speak for anyone. Because I believe that is what Christianity entails. Speaking against injustice. Speaking against the downtrodden. That is what I believe in, and that's what I try to do. I have received a number of people have been calling me, Daddy, who is the leader of PF? Who is the leader of PF? What? Hey, Daddy, give us a signal. Hey, who should we go for? You see, let me start with the issue of PF. The issue of PF is complex at the moment. The issue of PF is very complex. And I don't even know where PF is. I don't even know where PF is. I don't know. PF, I think, has just remains in the hearts of the people. PF has just remains in the hearts of the people because really, where is PF? Let me tell you. What happened was, I was actually doing a little bit of research on it, but PF, I will not go into the issues, into the nitty-gritties. But those of you who are PF, you know that PF has been playing Mingalato. From the time that Sata died, okay, I was looking at the records at the Registrar of Societies. If you go and look at the changes in, the people, the office bearers, confusion. Confusion. But I will not go into that. I will just simply say that as at October 24th, 2023, when Mao Sampa had that convention, the president was Edgar Chagwa. I don't want to talk so much about Edgar Chagwa because I don't want to get my fingers bent. Already I've attracted a number of attention. I've attracted quite a significant attention relating to Edgar Lungu. So I don't want to talk so much about Edgar Lungu. But the issue is that after Edgar Lungu lost the power, okay? Or we can go back when Sata died, the person that took over as president of PF. You remember there was that convention 2016. It was the Edgar Lungu. Edgar Lungu became president, and when he lost power, Edgar Lungu, he retired to cabinet office, but he still remained on the Registrar of Societies. Okay? Because some of you have been saying, no, Edgar Lungu retired. Edgar Lungu Edgar Lungu technically or officially never retired. Never retired. But that is a story for another day. Anyway, after he retired, he remained on the registrar of societies. Then we came to, then there was that issue of now, people, no, they are going for a convention and people paid money. People paid money. Among those people that paid money, I mean, includes, of course, Mao Sampa, given to me that did not, Bran Munduwile, Chilufya, GBM, Kambwili, Emmanuel Mwamba, and Grayford Monde. There is another candidate. There was another candidate who I don't want to get into at this point in time. There is another name that came in, but I'm not going to discuss that. So there are those people. And then they started procrastinating the convention. No, we'll have it in June. No, we'll have it in whatever. And that is how Mao Sampa pulled up that stint of his. On the 24th of, I think 2023, he pulled up that stint where he had a convention at Mulungushi, protected by the police. Afterwards, we don't even know the delegates who were there. Afterwards, the same day, 24th October, they had that convention. By 25th October, the names were changed at a registrar of societies. Names were changed at the registrar of societies. And Mao Sampa became president. Secretary General became Morgan Ngona. And that other guy who I don't want to... Anyway, Chavinga became a member and other people. So, on 24th October 2023, Mao Sampa pulled up that stint of a convention. And I want to say this, that because sometimes, you know, I don't want to say, I would be saying a lot of things here. But I want to tell you, I want to put you that people had paid, you know, to be candidates at the convention. But that convention was delayed. They kept on procrastinating. The question is, why did PF keep on procrastinating? Why did they keep on postponing? Why did they do that? Why? Anyway, Mao Sampa pulled up that stint. With the help, I'm sure, of government. Because how did Mao Sampa get the police? How did Mao Sampa change the names at the registrar of societies? The convention was on 24th, and the following day, the names were changed. Overnight, the names were changed. How did that happen? Then, as we were going along, people started talking. And I know some of these talks. People were talking, including Mao Sampa, engaging Mao Sampa, and whatever. At the end of the day, that is how you saw that meeting between Edgar Lungu and Mao Sampa. When that happened, the UPND, because really, the people that gave Mao Sampa that presidency, New UPND. Let's just be fair. Let's be honest. Let us not pretend here. Because how did Mao Sampa get the police? How did he get the police? In Zambia today, to hold a political meeting is a problem. Even to hold a press conference is a challenge. So, but how did Mao mobilize people, so many people, and bring them at Mulungushi? And the police had sealed off the place. How did they get? And ZNBC was there. Where would you get ZNBC? Imagine myself, I'm there doing my little meetings. Do you think I can have the protection of the police? Do you think I can have ZNBC and other big media houses covering the event? No, it can't happen. So he was helped. But when And something went wrong between Mao Sampa and the government. Something went wrong. I know. Something were not wrong. Were not very right. Remember there was my issue to Andalama. Remember even this America, whatever. Hey, 350 pin mlevukisha. Hey, 350 Andalama. What. It's like the issue of money came in. As usual, you know, UPND, some of you like to say, hey, no, you have been bought. Some of you are even saying, hey, there you have been given $100,000. Who can get $100,000 from UPND? I don't think even Mao Sampa got that. Anyway, because of that, because of the talks that were going on and, you know, the meeting with Edgar Lungu, and then Mao Sampa went back. Remember, he had expelled 9 MPs. And out of those talks, Mao Sampa retracted that. He retracted that, you know, to say, no, let's just unite and whatever, let's unite. When that happened, and then Mao Sampa fired Ntwankane, Secretary General Ngona. He fired him. He also fired Chavinga. And when he did that, Ngona said, I am the SG of this party. I cannot be fired. Because indeed, if you go to Pakra, the one who is there, it's Ngona as Secretary General. Mao Sampa fired him, but Ngona refused, and instead he fired Mao Sampa and installed Chavinga as president. Now, when you talk about the constitution of PF and whatever, you will find that, I mean, these things are not adding up. But nonetheless, these issues are locked up in court now. These things are locked up in court. Mao Sampa, I think, has sued on this side. Ngona also has sued on this side. They have sued each other. Anyway, the whole mess is in court. But when you go to Pakra, the one who is the president of PF is Mao Sampa. If you go by Pakra records, I saw this Chavinga claiming to say, ama papers ya PF ni nevo. I don't think that is true. I don't think that is true. And why do I say that? Because there is an order where the judge has said the documents at Pakra or the records at Pakra should not be altered until these matters are resolved. They have sued each other here and there. And the judge is saying, until the matters are resolved, there is nothing should happen there. So when Chavinga is saying, neokwetama papers ya PF ni nebo, I don't understand. How if they have changed those records, how have they changed? Because the judge had put a stop to that. Nothing should change. So how has it changed? And if it has not changed, then Mao Sampa, I mean, he is still the president of PF. He is a president of PF. But now, the problem which is there is that this is from a legal point of view. From the legal point of view, yes, you go and get a record to say, oh, it's Mao Sampa. But from a political point of view, politics comes before the law. Politics comes before the law. Right now, Chavinga has got the favor of the UPND. He's the one that is being recognized. They are recognizing him. They are in power. They are controlling everything. So Chavinga, yes, he can claim to be president, but really, the guy that is supposed to be there, Kuma Pakra Kwa Woko, or Kuma Registrar of Society, is Mao Sampa. But even Mao Sampa, that convention that he had was illegal. And that case again is supposed to be determined. So, kuri kesi, yoba, if you like, where Edgar Lungu is challenging Mao Sampa's presidency, there is that case, okay? And then, from there is now another case where Mao Sampa is challenging Chavinga's presidency. You see? And Chavinga, they are saying Mao Sampa is expelled. They are even calling for by-elections in Matero. They are calling for by-elections in Matero. Because according to Ngona, na Chavinga wakwe, Mao Sampa has been expelled. And Mao Sampa on this side, Ngona and the Chavinga has been expelled. And from Edgar Lungu's point of view, Edgar Lungu, Navena given Luinda, Mao Sampa has been expelled. It is a mess. It is a mess. It is a mess. It is a mess. And when you look at this mess, really, how do you entangle it? How do you entangle it? You can actually entangle it. You can actually entangle it, but I don't want to start discussing those things, because if I go into that, hey, Shabashani, hey, you have been paid, whatever. But really, these are the issues. These are the issues. And these are some of these are the issues that I've been talking about, to say that whilst we are having all these issues, we are in 2025. Next year, there will be elections. Whilst, PF is having all these issues, we are in 2025. Next year, we are having elections. And when I started talking about these issues, you people started accusing me to say, no, hey, somebody has paid you. Hey, the State House has paid you. Whatever. But really, look at this mess. Look at this mess. That somebody needs to pay me to open your mind to say, Vane, can you wake up? Can you wake up? Can you wake up? Anyway, I have let go of that issue. I don't want to discuss it. I won't be discussing it. I won't be discussing it. And I'm responding to those of you who have been calling on me to say, hey, give us a signal. Hey, Shan, na papata. I'm not going to be involved. I was campaigning for Edgar Lungu. Edgar Lungu has been bad. And since Edgar Lungu has been bad, I'm not going to meddle in 2026 general elections, presidential general elections. I'm not going to. Not presidential. I will campaign for some MPs. Some of them, some MPs I'll campaign against them, some MPs I'll campaign for them. But for presidency, I'm not going to be involved unless otherwise. Because, my politics are, but unless otherwise. But so far, I don't want to get involved. So those of you are asking, no, give us a signal. Some of you are even coming, no, let's support this one. Hey, tell Edgar Lungu to anoint this one. I've got no powers to advise Edgar Lungu to say, appoint this one. Nothing. Let me not even pretend that, I've got no way of influencing by Edgar Lungu to say, support this one. I've got no influence whatsoever. And I'm not going to come here and start saying, oh, let's go for this one. I'm not going to do that. 2026, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get involved in the presidential elections. I'm not going to be involved unless otherwise. You never know. But really, my intention so far, no. I'm going to remain mute. Are you supporting Hakainde Hichilema? Mute. Are you supporting the one who has anointed, Edgar Lungu has anointed? Mute. Are you supporting whoever? Mute. Are you supporting Brian Mundubile? Mute. Are you supporting Given Lubinda? Mute. I have washed my hands. On this one, I have washed my hands. I wish I could have a bucket here. I would have washed my hands. I've washed my hands in the 2026 presidential elections. I have washed presidential. I've washed my hands. I'm not going to mention this one. I'm not. Because people don't seem to be reasoning. People don't seem to be caring for the nation. People are so selfish. People are holding on. Uliapa is holding on. Once we want to become presidents. Once we want to become presidents. So it's going to be a messy one. 2026, I predict a confusion in 2026. I know people are looking forward to, the opposition should unite. I don't see the opposition uniting. It's already divided. It's already divided. I don't see the opposition uniting. I don't see it. I don't see it. Even by Edgar Lungu, whoever is going to choose, I don't think he's going to, the people will be united. I don't see it. I don't see. How are you going to see Tonse and Tonse and Uka coming together? There is also the Zambia we want, by the way. If you have seen, there is also like a group at the Zambia we want. It's also there. And then there are also individual political parties. It's a mess. It's a mess. Spirit. So why should I, attract trouble unnecessarily? For what? For what? Why should I get involved in this? Why? For what? Why? Why should I get insulted over this mess, which I can't sort out? I can't sort out this mess. I'm too small. I can't sort out this mess. I'm too small. So I've just raised my hands. I will just watch. As far as the presidential elections are concerned, I will just watch. I will just watch. Anyway, that is my deliberations today. I'll open the phone lines. You can call in and make your contribution, ask any questions, whatever. We can do that. Yeah, open phone lines. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening, President Tayali.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you. We thank God that He's keeping you in good health.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just wanted to comment that you've actually mentioned. It's very clear that UPND has been behind all the confusion that has been taking place in PF. And unfortunately, they took advantage of, individuals' desires in a patriotic plant. Is there a way with a patriotic plant would be saved? The answer is absolutely not. It's very, very tricky and very, very difficult actually for all the opposition political parties in Zambia because, it's like fish survives in fresh water, or sometimes there's some that actually survive in salt water. But the democratic, space in Zambia is as good as you get a fish that is supposed to live in water, and then you put it in oil. There is no way that it would actually survive. And these people have played their cards very, very well, and that makes it very difficult for any political party to survive. And the fact that they've had it for the longest time to destroy and bring down PF, they have actually succeeded. What I see happening in the future is when UPND has left power, I know a lot of things are going to come into place. A lot of cases are going to come up because surely no government will be there forever. And I think this is one thing that they could actually bear in mind. But otherwise, it's quite scary because democracy hinges also on the development as a country. And the fact that the democratic space has really shrunk in Zambia, it makes it very, very difficult for us to progress as a nation. So in as much as UPND is doing this politics, they need to bear in mind that, as a country, we need that unity. As a country, they need opposition that is going to point out at their wrongs and make them do the right thing. But as things stand, it's quite worrying. It's quite worrying. Thank you. That was my contribution.
Thank you. Most of the times we like to, I'm a politics. From my point of view, I'm a politics really. If we're going to be crying babies, no, this one have done this, they have done this. I mean, it won't help. It won't help. I've been saying here that really complaining about UPND is doing this, UPND is doing this. I mean, all political parties, politics is like a war. Politics is like a war. All political parties, when they're in power, they do their own mingalatu. They do their own mingalatu. What is this? Donald Trump is going to be sworn in on the 20th. He's going to be sworn in next week. And look at what he went through with the Democrats. Look at what he went through. But he had to fight. He had to fight. So, somehow, I'm reluctant to, to sue the people. To say, oh, no, democratic space, whatever. Put up a fight. Put up a fight. No one is going to give it to you on a silver platter. You need to put up a fight. You need to put up a fight. Yarikava. Politics they have. If you're not politics they have, because it is not about, in politics, things are not straightforward. Things are not straightforward. The rules of politics are defined by how strong you are. The rules of politics are defined by how strong you are. Hello?
Hello, President muri bwanji.
Bwino bwanji baba.
Mife tiri bwino kuno ku Zambia mukamba na Lungu. Ya nikambepo pa ya ba PF kuti ni leader utameti kuna kuziba, otherwise pali topic amene timufunsa mwe kuno inse imwe muzitifunsa kuno ife ndifetifunsa imwe apo kuna pahone bwino tita monga ofu tuona vame vichitika muno issue ya kusokonezeka PF namba kudala but ife kuno tiona manje futi ni mwamesi muri kutali na kuno kuzambia futi ngazifunsa imwe uti PF yenda bwanji vili bwanji imwe party yanu munagwira kudala. Your party is already done. So imwe yanganira nchabe kuno kuzambia mwamene chiza chitikire chifuka ma opposition party ni waja abantu amene swama mvesetsa chamene imwe mumba awauza o chamene ifeti makamba swama mvesetsa. So wasieni bebe waona kuti wakankana na wantu wali bambiri akakwanisa kupoka UPND ulamu situwanga patali malingi patali chame chifunika wonse unoti bagabana tiuka na alliance but wonse wakale pamoja nepa mene but kuti bagabanika tiuka na alliance forget UPND is Africa. Ife tuli kuno kuzambia tuona chame chifunika kuno kuzambia noti wazizi kuzivuta kuti no ine niko na mangambiri nitaka wina chanchani yeah, so pali no time nikamba ine nikuzambia none vamichitika kuno ku ground so ngati vampatizanti no auzeni watu wonse leader wa PF leader imwe munagwira kudala ntchito yanu nkalanishape pa neutral otherwise imwe ndimwe mungakutireko uko by the time kuti UPND yabo yapita muzaka kangiwa kubwera kuno kuzambia nkalanishape pa neutral yeah so otherwise kuno kuzambia niba jabantu amene siwamvetsetsa o amene siwamvera ba opposition just vastiani like that
ziko
otavutika nawe yayi
vamwale mwakambabu ino maningi
Mr. Lungu
valungu mwakambabu ino maningi mwaiona strategy yanga ava vantu sivamvera so ine kuti kirikiti nizambo vutana na UPND pachabe waona
Yes.
Zikom. Zikom. That's for sure. You know? Because Ndala, the way things are. Hey. Yeah. Inshallah. Hello. Hello.
Ba president mulishani.
Wina pe mulishani data.
Trichabe bueno sa president. Tezitako kachabe discussion yale ya wamama ningi na hivi. But I just have some few. There are some few points where I'm lagging behind. Like Pari, to start with, Pari, he complained about the government, to say the government is seems to be having an upper hand on what's happening in the PF. I think that's, from my point of view, I don't think that is something that someone should even be surprised of. Looking at what happened even in UPND, you know, there are some videos that the president was, where President HH was trying to address the issue of what PF did to him. He said they took GBM away from me as my vice president. They took, who is this other guy? Is it Kenisha Banda? Something like that.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of guys, including the Secretary General.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think these are the common games that we respect in politics.
That's politics, Mwana. That's politics, it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, GBM was taken, Kanisha's Banda was taken, there is that other man, yeah? That other man, I mean, who was UPND for a long time.
The chairman, the chairman of whatever, national chairman.
There was also a vice president.
So all those people. Yes. So he was also complaining. So I think these are pet issues. Even me, if today I happen to go on top and I want to win definitely I'll do the same. I'll get all those big figures. I'll draw them to me. That is politics. Then, okay, if I don't do that, then I don't know what politics means. Really. Maybe I should be a pastor somewhere. I should open an organization for church and do some charity work. Really.
Oh, no, let's just be fair. To be fair, really, politics, I mean, PF did their own things as well. Yeah? So this time around, you cannot come and start saying, like they are angels.
I know. I know. In fact, even if today we bring somebody different, we say, okay, let's remove HH there, we bring somebody else. He will do the same because that's what power does. Once you have power, you want to get everybody influential to your side because you want to be there. Everybody will do the same. Kaunda did it. Everybody.
No, thank you,
yeah, that is politics. Otherwise, yeah, thank you so much. Sure.
Politics, politics. Hello.
Hello, good evening, President Tayali.
Good evening.
Sure. Thank you so much for allowing us to participate through this important program. Yes, I've been following your submissions and comments from other participants. Yeah, my take is this, that you've explained very well, given the background of where you're coming from regarding the alliances and so on and so forth. And I would like to agree with you. My take is that you don't make a winning candidate in an election year. Going by the history of our politics, you can imagine 1 year before election date, we don't even know who the candidate will be for a particular alliance and so on and so forth. In the past, it was known. If you look at even late President Sata, 2 years before the elections, we knew to say this is the president in the making. Even President Hakainde, we knew to say these past elections that other than President Lungu, the odds were highly in favor of President Chilufya. But now, what has happened is that if you look at the UKA alliance, we don't know who the presidential candidate will be. You cannot sell a candidate in the actual election year, that is 2026. By this time, people should have gone out flat out, bit by bit, selling the candidate so that come 2026, it becomes a dress rehearsal. But as it is now, the only candidate who was not going to be difficult to sell was President Lungu. But President Lungu has been bad with this candidate. So to go around the country to sell a candidate, and it's not easy, it's a highly expensive venture. So to go around the country, whether it will be Tom Tembo or Harry Kalala, it will not work. Worse still, we seem to have two alliances. So even despite those having not a candidate shown with the quality of being a president, we have a situation where there's likely to be a split of votes. Why? Because Uka and Ponce don't seem to be in good books again. Mark my words, if this is the status quo going to the end of this year, you can as well give the ticket back to UPND. They will definitely bounce back to power. That is my submission. However, I would like to commend you. You've spoken. Those with ears should listen. You will come back and on this same platform and say, I wish we had listened to President Tayali, because there's nothing more that you can say that you have not already said in the past.
Yeah.
Yes, we seem to have people who are experienced in politics, but they don't know what politics is. The way you have come up, that is what politics is. You have to read the mood of the people. You have to be a strategist. Now, what we are seeing now is just shooting in an empty barrel, shooting in all directions. We don't even know where we're heading to. And I can assure you that despite all these economic challenges, because there's no formidable candidate, President Chilufya will bounce back. That is my submission, President Tayali.
Thank you very much. Thank you. For me, I am not gonna say 2026 presidential elections. Nah. Unless otherwise, you know, you just never know. Unless otherwise, but really, I mean, I'm just being insulted and being accused of what, and at least for once, the PF, the so-called PF or the opposition, and the UPND have agreed. At least for once, both sides are insulting me. But PF, but UPND, so I'm actually happy. At least for once, I can unite you, where you can both UPND, but PF are accusing me. Hey, State House is giving you money. Hey, but UPND. Now, I don't know if you are still saying Edgar Lungu is giving you money, but well, there you are. Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Fine. How are you, sir?
Fine, thanks. MK Mumba from Choma.
Yes, Mr. Mumba.
Yeah, just to touch on a few that you've said. I'll talk about the opposition being in a mess. You know, politically right now, if you look at it, 2025, if you are to equate it to, say, soccer, 2025, these are the semi-finals towards the final, which is next year. Our friends UPND, they are practicing free kicks. They know who the captain is. They know who's going to take the penalties. But in our opposition, our friends are fighting. Who's the captain? Who will take the penalty? You know, who's our coach? wow, UPNG, they already know everything. They're just practicing. When the finals come, they play the game. But, our opposition, they still don't know who's who. You understand, huh? So that's where the mess is coming from. Really and truly, I think people have seen that the opposition is disorganized and everything like that. But me, what I think, if Lungu just steps down now, so no, I think, let me just step down. I have a feeling PF can organize itself and come with one president. But as long as it's there, I don't know. Anyway, I'll listen to you from the other side. Thanks.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm playing soft. 2025, I'm playing soft. Hello?
Yes, President Tayali.
Yes, sir.
This is Edgar again from Zambia.
Yes, Mr. Mademek.
The way it is in 2026, UPND is going to win this election. It's very unfortunate. For people like me, I can even congratulate President Edgar for winning the election in advance. Not because that's what the Zambian people want, but because there is 0% opposition right now, and there is nothing the opposition they can do to organize themselves. It's like it's too late. PF, it's a bit people are calling that there is PF. PF legally, there is no PF, because the PF that is there is the same as UPND. The PF that is there, the true PF are not in PF legally, they are not in paper. Those that are the athletes of societies, they are going to endorse the UPND, they will merge. So for now, maybe if we are to talk about changing government, we must start talking about 2031. The UPND have succeeded in making sure that everyone who is able to challenge them in the 2026 elections will not be there standing on the ballot in 2026. And they have played their game very well politically, not democratically. Politically, they have played their game very well. And if this generation was alive at the time when Kaunda was getting independence, we were not going to get independence, because we don't understand what politics is involved. We have no idea. We cannot handle a revolution. We don't have any person in Zambia right now capable of leading a revolution. No one. That's why we are Satawala, that educated people, they are the worst cowards. May he so rest in peace. Thank you so much, Mr. President. You have done your part, you have talked, and it seems there is nothing that can be done for now. Thank you.
Thank you. I am glad that at least some people are recognizing that I have spoken, because in future, even those that are insulting me will remember me. Even those of you that are insulting me, even those of you that say, no, you don't know what you stand for. I know what I stand for. I tell you, I know what I stand for. It is you who don't know what you stand for. It is you who don't know what is going on. It is you who don't know where we are going. As far as I'm concerned, I know what I stand for. I know what I want. I even know where I'm going. But you who work with emotions, you work with emotions. You don't want to see reality as it is. You don't want to see reality as it is. You don't want to plan. You want to leave things to chance. You want things to just happen. No, my dear, things don't just happen, especially in politics. Don't be cheated that things in politics just happen. Takwava. And some of you even, no, God, whatever. My politics, recover. Even if you're talking about God, what, no, God, my dear, my politics, it's like football. When two teams are playing, and then you start saying, no, lesala tuafo. What about the other team? Politics is a competition, even. Hey, hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. President. Oh, yeah, Mr. President, you have done your part and you did it. Look, I remember when you had some that convention. You point to Barungu, you were saying, Barungu, why can't you go to Mouse? Go and knock on his gate, talk to him. The man was Ndui. Until everything are just like this now. There's no opposition now.
Ah? Fidel today. No, there. No, Mushanina Wadi. There. You don't know where you stand. Hey, you are not consistent. Okay. And then mwewa consistent kai. Mwewa wa consistent. Mwewa ishwe fintu. Hey, alem tu moneni kai. Hey, show me. I want to see consistency. I want to see where these things will go. Me, I'm watching now. Now I'm watching. I'll be doing this program just, to keep going. I'm actually trying to find content on how I'm going to modify this program such that I keep my following, but I am really playing low-key on politics. I'm really playing low-key on politics. I'm just trying to find my feet. But I'm playing low-key on politics because, it is not necessary. You insult me, you accuse me of all sorts of things, but really, at the end of the day, where do we go? Or where are we going? We are in 2025. Next year is 2026. May God bless you. May God bless Zambia. And may peace prevail in our country. I think that's where I'm going to end. But I just want to reiterate a few points on GBM, that really GBM is not a corrupt man like some of these other cases. So GBM really deserves to be considered by, the UPND. This is your man. You differed, but really, this is not a hardcore criminal. No, he's not. He's not. Consider him. Only Wamumbipiri, Bakapokola, really. Do you think you can take Wamumbipiri and win this case? Does it pass the test of the minimum 2 ingredients of a criminal matter? Actus reus, mens reus. Can you be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that Mumbipiri acted in a manner that is befitting the charge that you have given her? Can you really go and argue in court that Mumbipiri really had the intention to commit aggravated robbery? You can't. If you can't, why charge her with that charge? Why? Please revise your case so that this woman can also be cannot be in court. Please, cannot be in Marcel's. On PF, who is the leader of PF at the moment, it's crazy. But when you go by Pakra or whatever, you will find that it's Mao Sampa. But this case is challenged in court by Ngona and Chavinga. Just like Mao Sampa's presidency is also challenged in court by Given Winder and his group. At the end of the day, you ask yourself, where is PF really as a structure? I think PF is just in the hearts of the people. It's just in the hearts of the people. There are a lot of people that love PF, and they hold on to say, PF is our party. But really, in terms of structure, in terms of the law, in terms of politics, it's a mess. It's a mess. Nonetheless, with all that is going on for me, I've withdrawn myself from meddling in the 2026 presidential elections. I've withdrawn myself. I'm not going to support anyone. I'm not going to say I'm supporting Hakainde Hichilema. No. I'm not going to say I'm supporting Brian Mundubire. No. I'm not saying I'm supporting Given Lubinda. No. I'm not going to say I'm supporting. No. I'm just going to watch in as far as that is concerned. May God bless you. May God bless Zambia. Good night.